Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today in a bit of a predicament, a little bit, mostly because we're in a platform out in the middle of nowhere. We're looking for a specific city, a specific new place, and this is not that new place. This is the flotilla, and we went down to a sunless sea. Wait a minute, I didn't associate the things. The sea all around is shrouded in rolling mist. You can make out boats nearby bobbing forlornly in the freezing water. Some are roped together, others set apart. Lights speckle the water. Cultists still dwell in at least some of the old steamships. This platform is deathly silent, however. No one is here to greet you, and I can leave an offering, sit in contemplation, approach the gate, and depart if I want to. Let's leave an offering. The sea is peopled with the forgotten and the abandoned. It is customary to leave an offering at the flotilla. For help, for hope, for home. Perhaps someone will come to collect it. And I have some things in here. At the height of its powers, the Home Office possessed tens of thousands of petitioners seeking entry to Albion. Some were rejected or left to seek appeals for help or help from Albion, caught in limbo between the office and the gate. Here at the edge of the horizon, in the shadow of the winged statues, detainees leave offerings, prayers and messages to the world left behind, supplications to the cultists that dwell on the quiet sea. What will you leave behind? I will leave, maybe, don't scare me, gold? I could. 100? That's not much, actually. And I might need these. A body. This is gonna... Let's leave gold. Throw a fistful of coins, bright as mellow suns. A long silence. A distant splash. Do you feel better? A little bit. 10 better. That's as much as 100 gold spent in the mausoleum, which is where we're going next. Maybe. Oh, so that might be what it's for. Let's sit in contemplation. There's little else to do here. Why are you here, at the edge of the horizon on all but empty flotilla? Far from the place where you were born. No way back. If you even wanted to return. How many waited for the gate to open? How many came through, unable to go further and unable to return? Where are they now? Are there any still here? You would need to fly to the gate itself to find out. The water burbles. You see your face emerge in the sea below, visible through the mist. 52% chance is kind of nasty. And I'm gonna get a lot of terror. Let's do it. Once, thousands spilled through from the world you left behind. Now, it is half submerged, and there have been no newcomers in more than a year. Your crew plead with you to stay. Come on. Oh, freaking hell. How much was that? Only 10. That's fine. Two vast winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. You approach. Your breath freezes, falls tinkling from the air. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat and your flesh and your lungs. There is no way forward. Turn back. Succeeded, though. I think it was better. The air is still and frigid. Your teeth chatter. Ice flows drift by in the mists. The gate is far from the flotilla. Your breath freezes in the air. A little craft loosely moored to the rest appears serviceable. Oars nest in the berth. You cut the rope and jump in, pushing out into the mists. The gate rises like a sepulchre. Its statues, twin cowled figures, raise their wings in an arch. The gate between the statues is gant, the color that remains when all other colors are devoured. It is sealed, sarcophagus tight. When you touch it, it sears your fingers with the bitterness of cold. It will not open for you. This is the end of the sky. You can go no further. Well, that was cool. So let's depart. I could spend a little bit more money, but I'm not. I'm going to spend the money elsewhere. And there's no shops in here. Undock. So we are now in a bit of a... Oh, there's people fighting all over. In a bit of a bind right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's... Get back. I'm sorry. I'm not actually sure what any of that was. Sounds... Me crashing against the walls. Oh, we're finding experience. The Millersmith sound. Yeah, there are sounds. Could it be things on the bottom of the sky? Or, I guess, the bottom of the ocean. Okay, there's no cities around here. There's that thing over there. Very good at this, I am. Found something. All this sounds awful. I don't think I can interact with this. I need, that, yeah. Let's go. I'm afraid because of my terror, I will get checks. Oh, and this is a... Send another bat out, because if we find a city, that would be quite good. Unfortunately, we're not finding anything. Even though it says it did. It's a lie. Canback's Gambit, and also an enemy. Oh, there's a thing that I can get. The Exiled. Probably gonna summon things. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark. Its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. 66% chance to do that? Nope. Let's mourn the dead. It is... Ow. Oh, I didn't know it was that tough. Okay. Oh, there's a horror over here. I wonder if it's another storm. A pitiful stretch of the sky, fit only for paupers' graves. Is it deeper? This part of the sky looks like it's deeper than the others. Don't look at it. My terror is not going up yet. Oh, it's going up now. I don't want to see what that little grave is. It's another one of these. Yeah, I can't do that. And that sound is probably one of the... There's some breaks in the sky every once in a while. What the heck is that? It's like a planet that broke. Look at that. Did I see that before? Is it the dead sun? That's the dead sun. And that's why it's a... That's why it's a horror. Interesting that it's so small. That sun is tremendously big. It's like enormous in comparison to everything. So, Anti doesn't actually have anything. The Nave doesn't let me do anything here. Contemplate the dead sun. Absolutely not, mister. I can bury things, but more importantly, I can buy these because we're going to need them. So, 5 of each. Sounds good to me. What do I have around here? I have some things. But what I really want to do is... It feels cheesy. How much am I going to need to pay? 46. That's got a lot of money. But my terror is not feeling nice. So it feels cheesy. But I'll do it. To reduce the terror. I won't do it on camera, obviously. I'm not a monster. I am, however, without terror. And also, the game bugs out a little bit when I press enter. But that's just the way of things. So, where are we going? Well, back over there. There's a thing over here. So I need to go over there, explore that bit over there, and then try to find out where the city is. And if with any luck, we'll find the enemy that was trying to kill us before. So I don't want to go there. Because we had an enemy that was shooting at us last episode, I want to say. And I just fled. Very velociously, I should say. Is that the correct word in English? Not the most used word, for sure. And they just don't like being here, apparently. Everybody says this is a pitiful stretch of sky. Okay. And now we're gonna see what the heck that is. I think it's another one that requires a cannery. The skies have a beautiful color around here. The cyan and the vague purple. Oh, yeah, it's definitely, I need to... You're near the ends of the living sky. I need to lure and butcher a bunch of things. Okay, send the bat out. This is all free. Scout reports a successful expedition. That is a lie. There is no town around here. Let's get another one out. At least I don't think there is a town around here. They found nothing. Okay. So it could be that what we're looking for is actually a lot closer to London than anywhere else around here. That's the one that requires things for me to look at stuff. Let's walk a little bit, or go a little bit further. Try to skirt the edge of the sky. I don't want to learn what happens when you go outside of the map. Could it be that the bat is finding things outside of the map? Well, it's finding nothing here. This is all very desolate around here. Is this old graves? It has nothing to report. Okay. That's the place I've been to, or I was to last episode. Or was it earlier this episode? I think it was earlier this episode. There's just nothing. Give me a port, please. It found nothing, except that the sky is vast and winds bite. Yeah, they would. We entered a new soundscape all of a sudden. But this is all new territory anyway, so it's good to be here. And we have something. Not encouraging. Also, it's not going to be here for sure. The town that we're looking for. Okay. And now we're going to skirt the fog of war. Oh. That's interesting. I found a port. Your scout returns. What has it found? What indeed? I didn't count on being this far to the west. It certainly isn't what I'm looking for, but I mean, I don't expect it to be, but I'll get it. It makes things a lot easier for exploring. You approach. It's Perdurance, where the brightest and most beautiful of London's youth are conserved like jewels in a glass case. Please don't do that. Oh my god. Oh, they're fighting. That's fine. That's fine. Let them fight. This is awful. Just awful. Also, why is there stinking smoke? I assume it's stinking. It's green. Anything green smells bad. That's why plants smell bad. Everybody knows. How do I get in there, actually? I like the color of the glass. I wonder if it's canonical. I wonder if they... Oh, there's people laughing. Will I lose my terror? Yes, I will. And gain immediately because there's that sound. The Parlour. There's the dock, Captain. Indeed. On approach... Oh, this looks marvelous. On approach, Perdurance looks like an opulent mansion caught partway through a genteel explosion. Each constituent set of rooms accounted for, but separate and out of place. Each is connected in a rough circle by narrow, winding passages. Hiccup. I wanted to kill the hiccup, but it's there. It was. The steep roofs are topped with shingled turrets and precarious towers. The elegantly disassembled country house perches on the top of a soot-stained windowless factory, whose chimneys belch gouts of smoke and fire. I'm gonna enter the parlor. The docks face a set of polished oak doors, carved with a series of masked figures dancing the quadrilline. Quadrilline? I know it means 4 lines, but I don't know what else it means. The windows in the parlor are shuttered, the light stained with pale yellows, blushing pinks, and bruised violets, lit with the illusion of dawn or perhaps dusk. You see a room cluttered with stiff-backed armchairs and decorative chaises, which are just other types of chairs, set against savagely floral wallpaper in shades of burgundy, violet, and Brunswick green. A portrait of the Empress unsmiling hangs in an ornate gilt frame. Not gilt frame, gilt frame. I don't know what that means, though. A few visitors mill about, casting speculative glances at the exasperated butler, while they pretend to examine the decor. I'm gonna write a port report immediately. Perdurance is a jewel in the Empire's crown, where its favorite sons and daughters are pampered, protected, and preserved. The visitors are puffed up with importance and embarrassingly eager to tell you how they obtained an invitation to the half-light Masque. I got so many of them, though. Some through patronage or long service, others through less salubrious means. All are desperate to spend a day in the company of the glittering inhabitant of Perdurance, the brightest stars in Albion's firmament. For here, the sons and daughters of Her Majesty's most important courtiers reside in eternal youth and sophistication. I'm gonna hand my port reports into... Yeah, because that's the port report that I was writing. So I have 10 invitations to Perdurance. Talk to the exasperated butler. He appraises you with an officious disapproval that testifies to years of devoted training. Yes, and? He demands. He leaves through a leather-covered logbook to make clear that he is, in fact, terribly busy. I'm gonna inquire about the nature of Perdurance. What is this place? He sighs. This is Perdurance, the home of the half-light Masque. Here, Her Majesty has created a single perfect day wherein the finest examples of the Empire's youth may reside for all time. At the day's end, there is a grand ball. When it is over, the day is spun anew with fresh hours, and all begins again. No one who resides here will age even a single day. Visitors are permitted, of course, relatives and a select few others, as long as they have an invitation, he says pointedly. Who is permitted to reside here? Why, they are the sons and daughters of Her Majesty's most valued, most trusted counselors and confidants. The residents want for nothing. They need fear nothing. They will not grow old or know care or worry. They will be preserved forever in the flower of their youth and innocence. These are the gifts that are Her renewed Majesties to grant. Can the debutants leave? He has been suspiciously silent on that score. Let's ask. Why on earth would they want to do that? To do so would seem remarkably ungrateful. There's another question there, though, that I want to ask. Who chooses the debutants, and according to what criteria? Her renewed Majesty, of course. She chooses them herself from among the children of her most beloved advisors and agents. This is the reward for service, immortality, and luxury for one's issue. Could there be anything better? Okay, well, I'm gonna bid him goodbye, because I am gonna hand my invitation to the and join the half-light Masque. Half-light there probably meaning exactly it's simulated dawn or dusk. The portraits of the Empress swings open, and a succession of brightly dressed debutantes, sour-faced chaperones, and prim servants stumbles into the parlor. They barely have a moment to rest their feet and take a sip of tea before a panel of wallpaper slides open, the dark maw of a sharply curving passage just visible in the dawn light. The exasperated butler snatches the invitation from your hands. Remember, your invitation only lasts one day. It is a warning. what he says, but sounds a little wistful. He propels you forward to join the court in its procession. You emerge a little tender into the morning. It is morning in Perdurance. The morning room is a grander version of the parlor, presided over by the irate duchess in her pink and purple silks. Dowagers of varying stateliness and aplomb take tea and converse in low tones. Other debutantes reply to correspondence, writing notes in elegant script and affixing them with sealing wax. Meanwhile, chaperones give orders to the servants and see to Perdurance's household accounts. The light is a flushed yellow, autumnally ripe. Lovely. I can charm the servants. I very well shall. Although my mirror is better. Charm the chaperones. That sounds like more of a better time. And I can do it with another check. And search for Wilma. Oh, I need to do that, don't I? Try to win favor with both the servants and the debutantes. Why is that a higher chance? Because I'm better, that's why. They clustered around the debutantes, watching over them with habitually... Oh, did I choose the wrong one? No. With habitually pinched expressions. The chaperones are not used to visitors taking an interest in them. They are usually passed over in favor of their more elegantly appointed cousins. And indeed, many of them are literal cousins, either impoverished or somehow reduced in society's eyes due to a scandal or unfortunate connections. All are past the age of marriage, and... at least as far as society is concerned, the age of temptation, and are therefore fit companions to ensure the debutante's dubious chastity. By the end of your conversation, their expressions have relaxed from pinched to merely sour, and I have gained favor with both of them, which is nice. Okay, it's bad that I couldn't find the thing. The morning room is a grander... I can try that in another attempt, because I have many invitations. The morning room is a grander version of the parlor, but we do that. Move onwards. My god, we need to find so many things. One of the dowager duchess rings a bell. Conversation halts with practiced suddenness. Morning is over. Everyone arrays themselves in a procession according to their station. The dowager duchess at the front, debutantes just behind, then chaperones and visitors, and the servants bringing up the rear. There is much jostling for position within each group, according to rules that you cannot begin to fathom. You enter the narrow and twisting passage, stumbling in the enveloping darkness as the debutantes giggle and shout. With each step, the shrieks of hours being spun backwards resonate through your body, leaving you shaking and worn. You emerge, blinking into the dazzle of afternoon. Here, the curtains are pulled back with tasseled ropes, allowing the clockwork sun to spill its stark gold into the dining room. The long table is set with rows of gleaming china dinner plates, patterned with delicate florals. Silver cutlery, polished to a high shine, gleams atop a pristine tablecloth. Servants pour endless glasses of watered wine, or carry in the next in a stream of elaborate dishes. And I can convince Wilma to speak to the brigade, so I found Wilma already. Or charm the chaperones, or again, the servants. But I don't really see the reason why I would want to get their favor. Let's convince Wilma to speak to the brigade. A plum white rat sits in a little golden cage. A dandy is idly feeding her slivers of camembert. That's cheese, obviously. He's happy for you to confer with his pet. Wilma patters from the dandy's palm to yours. Her whiskers twitch as Albrecht emerges from your sleeve. "You're here for my part of the number?" Albrecht nods solemnly. Wilma presses close to him. They're talking German as far as I can tell, she whispers. Your sleeve twitches, and Cinders pokes her head out. Wilma jumps, neither speaks. Albrecht clears his throat. "There is still a place for you, Wilma." "Vilma," he says, this time around. Oh, yes, because he has the German accent. Right, I forgot about that. Wilma's nose twitches. "I like to hear that from her." After a pause, Cinders inclines her head. Wilma sniffs. "That'll do, for now." As you turn, the dandy stands. "I say, won't you give me something for my rat?" "A kiss." A terrifying story. "I can do that. You've seen a thing or two in your time traversing the skies." "And I've now gained terror." Wilma is aboard. The dandy's Chartreuse green eyes widen as you recount your adventures among the stars. He is caught between wonder and horror. When you finish, he shivers and says how glad he is to live here in Perdurance, where he assures you he is exceedingly happy. And I'm going to move forward. A Dowager Duchess gives a small nod. The entire company rises as one. As a passage opens behind the china cabinet and the procession forms once more, you take a breath and step into the close, stifling darkness, trying not to fall behind as the passage contorts and coils. With each step, the shrieks of hours being spun backwards resonate through your body, leaving you shaking and worn. You spot a figure masked in a featureless black, their face covered by a smooth oval of polished obsidian. Who are they? It is an enormous relief to spill out into evening at the grand ballroom. Everyone finds their place without a murmur, and courtly life is resumed, almost as though the terrors you just experienced never existed. Holy crap. That's quite something right there. So I can try... Oh, I see. Let's try and go for the servants. They are soberly clad, half-masked in bone-white pewter, and standing to attention at the edges of the ballroom. The servants are. Under each branch of every candelabra is a filigree silver dish, perfectly positioned to catch the wax that drips from the tapered candles. A servant darts into the throng to replace an over-full dish, but trips over the whirling skirt of an enthusiastic debutante. You catch him and set him on his feet. He gives you a fleeting smile before retreating once more into studied obscurity. And I've gained 2 servants' favors now. Hanging... Oh, I didn't read the description, so this happens again, and I didn't read it before. Hanging from the grand ballroom ceiling is a vast Ormolu gazelier, its spidery arms decked with cut crystal drops. It casts soft yellow brightness onto the masked dancers below as they whirl across the polished parquet floor. Music blends with a hum of genteel conversation and the stiff swish of starched crinolines. The half-light mask is in full swing. There's barely room to stand, much less move. And, yeah. This is the check. So I need to have, the benefit of everybody. I'm gonna move onwards. The music stops. Somewhere below, a mechanical rumble can be heard as the hour looms begin spinning Perdurance's one perfect perpetual day all over again. One of the blacked-out ballroom windows opens to reveal the passage back to the parlor at dusk, or perhaps dawn. The keening of the hours as they are spun backwards makes your legs weak and your heart pound. You feel unaccountably wearier. You spot a figure masked in a featureless black, their face covered by a smooth oval of polished obsidian. Who are they? You enter the parlor through the portrait of the Empress and limp away, sore-footed from dancing and stumbling through the dark. Behind you, the members of the court of Perdurance chatter and take tea and make ready to begin their day anew. For tonight, and every night a night thereafter, is the half-light mask. That sounds like the worst thing. That is basically the worst thing. Spending the day at Perdurance reduces your terror, and depending on who you pleased and how much, may grant other rewards. Indeed. The procession emerges from the dark passageway into the dusky or perhaps dawny light of the parlor. Somewhere below, Perdurance's hour looms labor to reweave its perfect day. Soon, the sleepless debutante will begin its morning anew, but first someone approaches. A servant tugs at your sleeve. You have endeared yourself to those who work below stairs. The servants discreetly share their admiration for your kindness and charm. You try not to let it go too much to your head. There's very little competition in the field of kindness to servants here. You oh my god. You leave Reacher in gossip. Indeed, that's actually kind of good. And soothed by the distraction of the half-light mask. And that was Perdurance. What an... Oh, this is a place. I hesitate to say that it's my favorite so far, as in just sort of what all that happened, but it isn't. There's so many places. The Clockwork Sun is sort of phenomenal. I find that the places here are better than the ones in the Reach. They're just all fantastical, all of them. Except for London, perhaps, because even London is better than New Winchester. Anyway, yeah. We're out of time for the day, so that's going to be that for today. I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.